got to the point of making money just by working with a lot of people and building a reputation, and then having kind of a demand for like what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't sound like arrogant, but like it's like just because I work with so many people and like have my name in so many different places, I like feel like I can charge, and people feel okay with me charging.
Charlie, who do you charge?
So like, well,
Explain your process.
a lot of the money that I made was either people will come to me and be like, hey, either I'll have like my music on SoundCloud or like somewhere, and they'll be like, hey, I want this beat. And for most of those situations, it's like rappers and stuff. So I'll be like, okay, well, I charge like this amount to lease it, and then another amount to like for you have the exclusive rights for it. But then a lot of the money that I made was from recording. So I had like a home studio where I'd record people, like record their albums and mix their music, and so I'd charge by the hour for that.
So in 8th grade, I was a part of the College of DuPage, my community college near home, and like they had a chamber orchestra, and the conductor of that was pretty good friends with the conductor of my first professional gig, which was playing percussion for Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. He recommended me to play it, even though I was kind of nervous, like this 8th grade kid, like, man, should we like really like have him like get paid money, like an amount of money to like be a part of this, which it really like wasn't a lot, like it really wasn't like it worked out to be like $2 an hour or something like that, like really like not like a good gig by any means, but that was like how I got started, and then it literally everything started snowballing from there.
How did you get to the point where that was like your main form of income?
Recently this year, I was doing community theater, just small like 2 or 3 week runs of a show, and then getting paid like a little bit of a stipend at the end. So once I started getting paid every week, I've seriously gotten a paycheck like every week now since I started doing that. So like that's probably when I would say this is like hey, I'm a professional. Like now I can say that.
What connections did you have to make with other musicians?
Connecting, just chit-chatting with musicians. Last night, I was Facebook chatting the cello player from the show. We were just like talking about like super nerdy like band things, and it was like that's like a good network thing. Like now I've like had conversations with him. So one day he might be a part of a gig that needs a drummer, or one day I might be a part of a gig that needs a cello player. So it's good to network that way.
Well, the first connection that I made was with a rapper from Kansas City. He's my brother's friend, and it kind of just started there. They kind of got me started doing hip hop, and then I just met a bunch of people just working in that community of rappers and doing shows with that guy. And I met people, and they're like, "Oh, I like your music. Like, can I have your contact or whatever?" And then that's where like it kind of expanded. And I just met. I mean, a lot of it was just word of mouth type stuff and just seeing my music. Yeah, so most of the connections really started from there. But there's definitely, I mean, overall, just all the people that I've worked with are not signed, and they're all independent musicians. So there's that, like everyone has that struggle of being an independent artist and working and collaborating. I mean, that's what most of the stuff that I do is. It's just collaborations. I mean, like the past 2 projects that I'm doing or that I've done have been just like, okay, you're an artist, I'm an artist, and I think together we can make money together, but I haven't charged them for that because I see like a bigger outcome.
How do you get most of your gigs?
I get asked to do literally all of them. I'm starting to, from some shows over the spring, I might try and like raise my hand and like just draw attention to myself, like say like, hey guys, I am like open, like we've worked together before.
We've opened up for like different artists, and it's just like small spots. But normally you contact either the booking agent or the venue or their managers and just kind of set stuff up.
How often do you practice, and for how long?
Like all day, like pretty much as I can. 2 is a really good number. I've had a couple days where I've gotten it up to like 9, and those were just like nuts. You walk out of those like a 9-hour practice session day just feeling like, what is happening with I cannot believe I just stared at a sheet music for like 9 hours.
I probably spend, on a normal standard time, probably like 4 hours a day at least working on music, and that's been for like the past 4 years probably. So I'd say every single day.
Do you think this is the way that you're going to make money in the future? And if so, how are you planning on expanding on what you're doing?
I'm still kind of at that point where it's like, man, dude, like now that I'm kind of getting there, like I haven't reached like where I need to be yet, but like I've taken some gigantic steps towards there, so like now I can think like, is this really like a good idea? I want to learn more piano, so I can start taking some daytime piano gigs, like work at a school or something that plays with their accompanist, because then you're working 5 hours during the day, then work a few hours every night, so then that works out to be a livable salary. Like, we can live actually a comfortable life.
I think I've set up a good base for a career right now. Like, I mean, I'm not making a ton of money, but I mean enough to like keep everything going. And I think with the projects that I'm doing now, it'll really, I mean, working with the people that I'm working with now, I think I'll get, I mean, a good amount of money from royalties just from having my music being played places, and just working with different artists and building that reputation. So, I mean, the bigger reputation, the more I can charge.
I do want to stick with music. It's something that I can do. It can be done, and it's more fun. Like, at the end of the day, like, do you want to drum or like fill out tax reports? There's absolutely a community of people that enjoy like sitting in a pit and playing music. Like, it really like takes a special person to want to be like beneath all of the action, to not be seen, to like play these ridiculously hard songs for a few hours with no recognition just whatsoever. So yeah, there is a community. It's a tight community. It's a fun community. Everybody's happy in the community.
I mean, community, I would say, it's a pretty supportive community. I think everyone wants to have people make it and do good things. And I think if you're not willing to help people, then you're not really doing it for the right reasons. Like, there's no way I'm doing this just to make money. Like, that's like just a nice thing about it, that I'm able to make money. But it's more just like working with people and like seeing music grow.